The Kite Runner.
The discussion.
Welcome to the discussion. We're going to discuss Kite Runner today. Kite Runner is a true redemption story about a troubled friendship. Khalid Hosseini published it in 2003 and was later on the top sellers list in 2005. It's a book that expands the reader's viewpoints of a childhood life in Kabul and then portrays the expanding Afghan culture in America. It is a complex history of a political turmoil in Afghanistan, which divulges a story of friendship, betrayal, jealousy, and overall redemption. Basically, it's a story about a whiny, insecure teenage girl who has a fight with his friend and betrays him, and then at the end they make up and hug. Let's open it up to my colleagues for a bigger discussion.
So the initial theme in the novel is the sin that ends up eating Amir alive throughout the rest of the novel, and it draws a really big question. Is Amir truly at fault for his sin, or is he too young? So Amir obviously betrays Hassan, just like many other teenage girls betray their friends. Amir is constantly jealous of Hassan because of Baba's love for him. Hassan, at the same time, is always loyal to Amir. He even says that he would smash a pomegranate over his head rather than make Amir unhappy. And so in the end, the betrayal is Hassan is being attacked by Asaf for the kite, and Amir refuses to help him.
Go.
And during that scene, Asaf was all like, "Come on, I like it, 'cause I may be bad, but I'm perfectly good at it. Sex in the air, I don't care, I love the smell of it. Sticks and stones, they break my bones, but chains and whips excite me." If you know what I mean.
Go.
So is Amir really to blame in this situation?
I don't think so. He's a 12-year-old boy. That's like a 6th grader. You can't expect someone that young to know what to do or even know what's going on. So I don't think he's to blame. And even if he did step in, I don't think he could have stopped anything. Asaf would have just beaten both of them up. I don't think that it's his fault at all.
Well, I agree with you in some ways, but also Hassan, even if he knew he had no chance, he still would have stuck up for Amir 1,000 times over, as he always said. And he did stick up to Asaf like he did. And I get that he's not as strong, but I think that if Amir would have stepped in and said, you know, you can have the kite, then like he should have and wouldn't have been selfish, then I don't think that the attack would have occurred.
So do you think that he didn't help Hassan because he was scared or because he just wanted the kite?
Well, the kite was blue, so it represented loyalty from the beginning. And I think that at the beginning, the kite represented Amir's loyalty to Hassan. But then, after seeing the kite and rejecting it, his loyalty changed to Baba's. But Amir didn't think of the betrayal when he saw the prize kite and thought,
I don't care. I love it. But because Amir chose to stand by and not stand up for Hassan, the symbol of the kite changed from loyalty and friendship to betrayal.
So we've talked about Baba a lot. Now let's learn a little bit more about him. Baba was a very strong and respected man in Kabul, and he was very rich and wealthy. And Baba once said, "There's only one sin, only one, and that is theft. Every other sin is a variation of theft." Baba then went on to talk about how cheating is stealing a man's wife, lying is stealing a man's truth, and murder is stealing a man's life. Baba had very distinct morals, and in the end, the irony is that Baba cheated on his wife and ended up having a child. In real life, Baba was just like any other man that cheated, and his son betrayed his best friend. However, from this we can see that Amir's view of Baba was really just a through looking glass point of view. The book is written in first-person point of view, and Amir the entire time sees Baba as not giving him the love that he deserves. In reality, Amir was just jealous of Hassan for getting more attention than he.
The second major theme that we see in the Kite Runner is the major theme of guilt. Amir's guilt was so strong that he couldn't even look at Hassan. So much so that he put his own watch under Hassan's pillow to try to get him caught for stealing, trying to get him and Ali sent away. At a young age, he couldn't cope with the guilt, but moving to America helped him hide it because he expanded his relationship with Baba in Amir's perspective. When Rahim Khan calls saying there is a way to be good again, it causes all of his guilt to resurface, wanting him to fix his past. His guilt leads to good, much like how Baba's guilt for sleeping with Ali's wife leads him to good as well. Amir, however, needs some helpful pushes to atone for his guilt.
So, is there any difference between Amir coping as a child versus when he copes as an adult?
No, not really. As a child, Amir always tries to hide and dispel his guilt. He wants to be rid of his servants, who really are Hassan and Ali, a best friend and a brother. When given the chance to, he never confesses to Ali and Baba, and he always has this guilt pressing down on him in the form of Hassan. When he becomes an adult, he's able to ignore his guilt a little bit better, being an American, not having Hassan there all of the time. It takes him time, though, to cope. At first, when Soraya confesses her sins to him, he doesn't take the chance to confess himself.
So, is Soraya the redemption for Amir? Does she embody it for him?
Yes, definitely. Soraya is definitely the pants in the relationship. She pushes Amir to really want to redeem himself. She even wears green on her wedding day, which symbolizes the new start and the new beginning, which she has and leads to redemption. She is the first sign of redemption that we see in the novel and starts the path to redemption. The third theme that we see in this book is redemption, and it's really shown first by Soraya, and then we see it through Baba, and we see it when Amir goes back to Afghanistan, and he goes back to see Rahim Khan, and he explains that Baba did redeem himself from sleeping with his best friend's wife, and this is when we really see the redemption coming through. And Rahim Khan explains that, I think everything he did, feeding the poor, giving money to friends in need, it was all a way of redeeming himself. And that, I believe that we will win, is what true redemption is, Amir John. When guilt leads to good. When guilt leads to good!
When guilt leads to good!
Amir then journeys on his path to redemption by saving Sorab and facing Asaf again. Sorab uses a slingshot to allow him and Amir to free themselves from Asaf. The slingshot was also an object that Hassan used to protect Amir, so this shows the connection between Sorab and Hassan. This also shows that Sorab and Hassan will always protect Amir and with the slingshot.
So is there anything else that shows Hassan and Amir's friendship?
The pomegranate tree is an obvious symbol of friendship and loyalty throughout the novel. Initially, Amir carves the sultans of Kabul into the pomegranate tree, creating a permanent memory of their friendship. Hassan shows his loyalty at the pomegranate tree by breaking a pomegranate over his head when Amir asks him to. The pomegranate tree constantly perfectly mirrors their friendship. In their childhood, all of the pomegranates are ripe and the tree is blooming. Once Hassan has been attacked and Amir betrays him, the pomegranates turn rotten. And in the end, when Amir returns to Afghanistan, the pomegranate tree is dead because Hassan has died. However, we later see his friendship redeemed through Sorab.
The tragic hero Amir transforms into the true kite runner by going through a teenage, whiny girl stage and transforms into a healthy adult male who hugs and redeems his friendship with his BFFL.
Not best friend for life, he died!